Hello and welcome to Who Dares Rolls TV. I am your host, Mike B. It is the end of October, very nearly the end of October. So let's crack on with stuff. Played's been a bit lacking this week. I've been working all weekend late at work, which is joyful as always. So it's kind of limited down my playing, as most of my playing takes place around a weekend. However, we did get a game in of Forgotten Waters on Friday, which was the second part of the second scenario of Forgotten Waters. That's free in the game. It's the pirate game from Plaid Hat Games. Very simple game. I say app driven, it's on a website thing. Lots of narration, really well put together actually. Fun experience. So add some more games of that and really enjoyed it. We finished off that second campaign and everyone enjoyed themselves, and it's good. It's a solid little effort. I was going to look for the box. There's a box there. They've got games everywhere scattered around here. Could just flash a graphic up, but yeah, Forgotten Waters. Really solid game, and I know that Plaid Hat did, and I've surely mentioned this before, there was an option on here to have remote play using this, so that you could sit and play it at about 8 different houses or something. Plays like up to about 6 or so. But yeah, really solidly entertaining game. Really great stuff from there. It's got the crossroads mechanism. It doesn't feel as crossroady as stuff like Dead of Winter did. All the cards and all that are online. There's not much in the actual base game. But yeah, Forgotten Waters, really satisfying, fun, pirate-themed game. It's good. It's a good one. Then we played a bit of Daring Dust Bunnies, which... well, now I've made the effort, I'm going to have to go get the other box out. Daring Dust Bunnies by Handy Upward. I mentioned this last week. It is available from the Hopwood Games Store. It's really fun, push your luck game of hidden identities, trying to push your little fluff ball nearest to whoever without going up the spout. No one knows who's controlling or who's got invested in what colour fluff ball, and you're trying to get the nearest but not go up and score points. Played over 3 rounds. Really simple card place game. Put cards down, movie things, yeah, really fun. It epitomises Mr. Hopwood's game style and design, but this is like his first big box version of stuff. And if you're looking at something to pick up at Christmas, definitely for the family, this is easy, it's no brainer. Really good fun. Really like Daring Dust Bunnies, and there it goes. News. So Spiel Digital took place this weekend. Not that I would know, really, because I've been, as I said, working a lot of it. The general consensus I seem to get is it was generally a bit of a non-event. I may be underestimating, but yeah, I'm not seeing a huge amount of buzz about it. I've not seen even that many posts about it, which kind of says really all you need to know about that. It was always going to be a duff event. I mean, I'd been to Spiel a few years ago. There was no way you could take that experience, which, if you've never been to Spiel, is just epic. It's over many conference halls. It's sprawling, huge, giant. It's unimaginable of the size and scale of the operation. If you've not been there, if you've been to UK Games Expo, which you would think, oh, this is big and busy, but take Expo and kind of spread it over like 7 halls or something. This kind of gives you some idea of the scale of what you're looking at. So there was no way of kind of virtually creating that, really, and clearly they didn't. But yeah, there we go. So the Spiel Digital happened. I didn't ever have any. I didn't log in. Didn't do anything. And I kind of already said my piece on. I just don't get the digital stuff. It's not the same. I know we can't do anything about it at the current climate, but yeah, it's just not the same. We'll just wait until we can do it again. It'd be nice. Stuff coming from that, though. The general buzz, there's the Red Cathedral was getting a lot of buzz. I looked at it. It looks like another Euro. You're building a cathedral. Well, the Tsar of Russia's unhappy about it. It's a Euro stuff, building cathedral stuff. It's getting buzz. I've not played it, obviously, but that's definitely one that everyone buzzed about. It looks all right. It doesn't really blow me away. I've kind of Euro'd out, I think, at this point. But yeah, I want a little bit more theme and sort of... But by all accounts, if that's your thing, that's possibly quite good. Under Falling Skies is still getting a bit of buzz with some CGE. It's a one-player game of essentially kind of like Space Invaders. You're being invaded by aliens coming down to the planet. It's dice placement and stuff. Been getting a buzz for a while. There was a print-to-play version of it available, which I think is still out there. But you can, of course, purchase the box with all the goodies in. It sounds like a really cool, interesting game. It's just it's one-player, and I don't play very many one-player games. probably good timing to release it at this period of time because there's probably a bunch of people maybe jumping on that. It might be a good stocking filler. I don't know what RRP's out, but I can't imagine it's massively expensive. But yeah, it looks all right, but I've not played it, and I don't play first one-player games very often, so it's kind of like falls off my radar due to that. Goodbye to you. The one that did look interesting and is definitely blipping on my sonar is The Lost Ruins of Arnac, which again is from CGE. It's a deck builder crossed with resource management, worker placement even, I think. It looks quite a big sprawling sort of cool thing. I mean, CGE seem to be, getting some stuff out. I always like CGE, but they had dips and troughs. They did Sanctum, which is I'm looking at here, which actually was quite enjoyable last year, or maybe the year before, who knows. But yeah, this looks really good fun. It's got the deck building mechanisms. I love a deck builder, but it's done in such a way, it tweaks the deck building way in that when you're playing your cards out, they don't all get reshuffled at the end of the round. They go into a deck so that there's some form that you actually kind of know what's coming back around. It's only shuffled at certain points. So it sounds cool. It does sound cool. I've kind of skimmed over and looked at it. It does look like there's a lot happening because it's both deck builder and stuff. But definitely of all the stuff I've seen of Spiel and all the stuff, forthcoming stuff that's coming up, that's the one that's actually kind of gone, wee, this looks exciting. And I've gone, yes, it does. It does look exciting. So yeah, I like a deck builder, so I'm definitely tempted. The other game that's similar to this makes me feel is Times of the Underdark, which is from Gale Force 9, which again is a game I've sadly not got or played, but I heard a lot of buzz about that. And again, it's deck building and moving around a board type thing, so they may be kind of similar. News, that was kind of it. The big news that kind of was the Descent to Legends of the Dark was finally officially announced. It's not a third edition of Descent. It is this kind of offshoot Descent that it plays. Anyway, it's a campaign. They've made a big, FFG have been making a big noise about this for a little while, and that it's the definitive dungeon crawler game. Definitive. I don't think that word means what you think it means. This is kind of, to quote a Princess Bride thing. The FFG, I used to love FFG, and there was a period of time that I would almost, without fail, pick up virtually every FFG release back in the day of like Eldritch Horror and stuff, when that stuff was coming out, and before that. Most FFG releases were pretty much like, whoa, an insta buy almost, really. There's very few duffers. Since the switch over from Asmodee have taken over, they've lost a lot of the heads. Gone through it. Christoph Thingamajig, what's his name? He's not there anymore. The guy who designed Twilight Imperium. Christian T. Peterson, that's his name, since he handed the company over a couple of years ago, and they've also lost Corey Koenigsegger. That's a name and a half, isn't it? He was really their lead designer. Their output has kind of, and a lot of it has felt very much like either just been damp squibs. I mean, there's a few stuff that's Untold Adventures, I think, or something they brought out. That I think that was what it was called. That kind of disappeared into the ether. Outer Rim they brought out recently, which is okay, but feels like it's desperately short of an expansion to actually give some meat and make the game thing. I mean, I think the last FFG game I bought was Outer Rim. I think it was. I did own Journeys in Middle-earth for a little while, which I felt was alright, but anyway, I've gone off the beaten track. Descent Legends Art. So they've announced this definitive dungeon crawler game. It's not a third edition. They've been very clear on that. It's kind of this side crawl type thing. It's going to be app-based, so there'll be no dungeon master controlling it, and it's 4 adventurers doing the thing. They've released some pictures of lovely 3D terrain. Oh, lovely, there it is there. Miniatures, of course, lots of miniatures. Some art, look at the art. The character art looks shockingly terrible. It's totally, the aesthetic is totally different to the original Descent, any of Descents. Now, my issue is, number one, I've never been the world's biggest fan of Descent. I've never played first edition. I played second edition a bit, and I never really took to it. I mean, number one, the issue, Terranoff itself, the world of Terranoff, this is FFG's own fantasy thing. It's all a bit bland. It's all a bit, it hasn't really got any character. It feels very vanilla. So it's never really drawn me in massively. I played Descent 2nd Edition. We played a couple of attempts. Never even finished a campaign, I don't think. I need to play the Road to Legend maybe at some point. But the issue we had with that was Ben was GMing, and Ben really just saw it as an opportunity to beat us all to death, and didn't really kind of get the idea of maybe to GM you should pull some punches and create an experience. So that didn't help. And then they brought out Imperial Assault, which in my opinion was just improved everything and did everything so much better than Descent did. And I love Imperial Assault. It's really well done. And I think all the little tweaks they did in that with quality life adjustments, and it's got Star Wars on it, was enough to kind of like just improve everything that I found was a bit underwhelming in Descent. So, all of that nonsense aside, this has been announced. I mean, number one, the RRP on this thing is like $170 or something. That's quite expensive. The second sting in the tail of that is they actually say, well, you've got this box, whatever how much empty space will be in this thing, but that's only chapter 1 of the 3-chapter campaign. So this definitive dungeon crawl, you're going to have to buy 2 further boxes. That's make a guesstimate. They're probably 80 quid a pop. Anyway, like that, the last couple of expansions have been fairly sizable prices on them. Maybe a bit less, 50 quid even, say. So you're looking at nearly $300 or $300 pounds or whatever you want to call it for this definitive experience. You can pick up Gloomhaven for under 100 quid nowadays. You can hunt it down. That's a massive box. We played that for, not to tiresome, but a year. Fucking year. And that was not even all the content of it. Jaws of the Lion, that we're playing at the moment, is 40 quid. And that is cracking. That value in that box is amazing, the stuff that's going on in that. So no, it's not the definitive fucking dungeon experience, is it really? It's a cash grab. I mean, no. It doesn't look great. I'm not in the least bit. I wasn't really interested anyway, but seeing this, I'm just like, what? Between that and Hero Quest, just no. So yeah, if you want a dungeon crawl, I strongly say Jaws of the Lion is cracking. Really enjoying Jaws of the Lion, and the price point you can come in, entry point on that, and the amount of play that's in that box, head and tails above what looks to be in this thing at the moment. So no, FFG, another fucking downer. The only thing they've done of late is Twilight Imperium. They seem to be, that's the only thing they're getting right. And we've got the expansion for that finally coming next month, I think. So yes, anyway, Descent, Legends of the Dark seems ridiculously overpriced nonsense, and I'm not on board for that. Right, so that's that. Kickstarter. Yes, Kickstarter. So on Kickstarter at the moment is Horticulture. I've got a review to drop of that. With work and time, I haven't had a chance to finish doing the review thing. But it's for Tinkerbot Games. It's a really cracking, fun little Halloween-y themed game. It's a follow-up to Ghostal. Ghostal was really great as well. Worth hunting down that if you want. This is a game of you with zombies and various sort of safe monsters, gardening. So it's kind of placement on a board, set collecting type stuff. It's very good. It's really tightly designed. It looks gorgeous from the pre-production one I have of it. It's doing all right, but it's not really flown out the gate on Kickstarter, which is a shame. Probably because my review wasn't that. I can only presume. There's a lot of business going on in Kickstarter at the moment. It's a bit of especially more so now where we are in this pandemic sort of situation, is there's more stuff kind of pushed onto Kickstarter. It's quite a knife fight and a lift down there at the moment. So there's that. Anyway, Horticulture, if there's going to back something at the moment, then I have to align myself to those lovely Welsh Tinkerbots people and say that should be what you back. Support for the old British, well, the Welsh, but it's the same thing. So there's that. There are a couple of other things on there at the moment. So there is Veiled Fate, which I brought up last week, that I said I really like the idea of it. I really thought it was cool, but the price ticket attached to it was remarkably excessive. And I whinged and whined and said, why don't they release a cheaper version for us poor, lowly types? And they've done that. in the shock horror move. So they've released a Veiled Fate Lite, which is, okay, it's still $49, but that's definitely significantly less than the $60, $80 price point they had on it previously. Still contains most of the art and design, all that's all in there. It's just the quality of the boards and the cards and stuff is slightly reduced, and you don't get a flashy box and all that. But that makes it more of a tantalizing prospect. It's only got about 5 days to run on Kickstarter at the moment, and I am a little bit like, ooh, cheeky swines. There was that, and Don't Get Got, which I mentioned last week, and then I put the text up, which I spelled potato wrong, I think, in that. Which is the Sharp and Sit Down Don't Get Got, which we covered last week, which is the kind of the wallet of cards you go around doing challenges and stuff. Again, that was massively overpriced with its postage on it. They subsequently did a tweak on that where they reduced the price of the postage by a tad, but heaped in a load more content. So they basically added the entire contents of the original Don't Get Got into the game. Plus it's now hit a couple of stretch goals, so there's another card pack's gone in there. There's quite a lot of stuff in there for basically 20 quid, and postage for 10 on top, so it's 30 quid. But the base game, if you buy it off Amazon, is £20. So for 10 or more, you're getting a shit ton more content. That one is definitely a really good deal at the moment if you can get a game of it in. I definitely think it's something that I want to pick up to eventually play with in parties or groups and stuff, but certainly for even playing at home with the kids and stuff, might be something we can do over a week. This is the challenge for the week, see if you can trick us. So yeah, that's really good. Really like the look of that as well, and I backed that one actually. So Veiled Fate, I'm like, woo! The other thing is Freedom 5 has been announced. It's Dice Tower Essentials. It's Sentinels Multiverse board game. I love Sentinels, what it does. Really enjoyed Sentinels. I own it. I've not played it for a while, but I really digged on Sentinels. This is the board game version. It looks very busy. Richard Launius is behind the design of this. He's quite well liked. People like him. It looks cool. There's some ridiculous Kickstarter prices on it at the moment to get miniatures. What I will say is there is a cheaper rate. The retail is about $50 version, which has got none of the plastic crack and all that in it. But then it's a retail version, so why not just wait for retail? It's going to be out next year. There's nothing in there that's enticing me to go, oh, I need to back that now, because it's all just bling. It's all just crap that you don't need. So wait for retail on that, if you must get it. I might wait and see what comes out. The only reviews on it at the moment, the Dice Tower reviews, which clearly are gonna, clearly they are. They're no way led by the fact that it's coming from them. Anyway, I'd mention it. And Darkest Dungeon Kickstarter is on there. I played a little bit of Darkest Dungeon on the computer, which was fun. It's a nice roguelike thing. Kickstarter's come out. It's done very well. I looked at it and it just left me utterly underwhelmed. It's just another fucking dungeon crawl with shit tons of miniatures wedged into it. It doesn't, I don't know, it may be doing something special, but I think for probably under a tenner now you can get the Steam game. Just buy that and play that, for Christ's sakes. I don't know, it just left me utterly. Yeah, that's that. It's near the end of October, so movie recommendations. I'm going to go for one from a few years ago. This is Sinister. It's got Robert Cargill, I think, wrote it. It was directed by someone else, Scott Derrickson, I think it was, who did something else really cool, and I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I was fortunate enough to see this in a preview screening before it came out. I think it was about 2011, 12, I think this came out. But I'm through, there's 80 Cool News, which at one point in time was quite a cool site to visit, just some heads up and stuff. Subsequent to that, there's just some horrible, just nasty behaviour by Howie Knowles, who runs it and all that, and just doing predatory things on ladies and stuff. So I've not been to that site for fucking years. But anyway, through that, there was a UK reviewer, film reviewer, and I was quite into my movies, definitely more so then. Got a preview screening in London of this, and I drove up one night to London to sit and see this in a preview screening in London. And that was fucking terrifying. It was obviously in a room full of small cinema with a bunch of nerds. It's a really great, clever idea of a movie. It's essentially Ethan Hawke is a novelist. He's got his family. They moved to a new house, a new area. They end up going into the attic and he finds a bunch of Super 8 films, which Super 8 is always kind of a bit grungy and a bit and essentially what's on each reel of these films is snuff movies of families being murdered. And they are very effectively filmed. I mean, considering this was aimed at a PG-13 rated thing and didn't get it, but it's a 15 in the UK. There's no blood and guts, I think, at all in this movie. It's all very implied. Very little blood and guts in it. But the Super 8 scenes in this are fucked up. There's some proper, like, oh, there's one in this that I just, everyone levitated in the cinema when we were watching this by about 3 foot in the air. It's a movie that I put on that Ollie, who's son number one, who's a big fan of horror, he tapped out on this, didn't want to watch it after the opening scene. The wife is not good with horror anyway and just went, fuck off, I'm not watching that. But yeah, it's a really good, I really like the atmosphere it creates. The Super 8 works very aesthetically very well, a Super 8 thing. It's not doing anything amazing, it's kind of a bit ringish and all that, but the Super 8 sequences and there's good cast of actors in there. Ethan Hawke's really good in it. And this sense of dread just permeates through the movie, and there's some very effective jump scares and just unsettling moments in it. And for a modern horror movie, it's one of the most recent modern horrors that I personally think is really well done, and it's a good scare movie, and it's a good Halloween viewing. If you know, there's all the classics, but for modern horror, I've never seen the sequel because I just don't think it's probably going to be any good. But as a standalone movie, it's a grim, unrelenting, really kind of just well done, good stuff. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, Sinister. If you've not seen it, it's one that's probably on Netflix or something. Hunt it down and give it a look. It's good. It's not bad. It's very good. So yeah, that there. Right, there's a new podcast episode ready to drop. I need to just tweak it and edit it. There's not much to do on that. Me and Charlie sat down and just gas-bagged on for about an hour talking nonsense, if I'm honest with you. Can't even remember what we talked about. But that'll be coming out in the next couple of days. I'll pop that up. And then Releases Roundup will be coming out, board game trading and chats of the board game TV. I need to get that filmed and done, which is for October, so that's coming up in the next few days. It should probably be out Thursday. No pressure. I will try and get that done. And a horticulture review I need to drop. Go and have a look at that. Support those guys. That's kind of us for this week. I'm literally got to get through next few. I've got 4 more days of work, and then I'm off for a couple of weeks. I can't fucking wait. I really just need a holiday, and so I'm hopefully also going to get some stuff done while I'm off. That's it. Is anything you've played which is interesting? Have you played anything at all? Did you go to Spiel? I don't know. Let me know. Is there anything that I should know about, that I should talk about on here? Let me know. But that's it for the minute. I'm done. No puppies, no babies. Babies are childminders, puppies asleep. So that's nice, wasn't it? And done. That's it. That's all it for. So keep an eye out for the podcast. Will be dropping soon. Releases Roundup, as I say, hopefully Thursday, that'll be airing on Board Game TV. If you've not seen that, go and have a look. There's some other content on there which may be worth or tantalising to you to look at. But for me, that is wrapping up. Have a happy Halloween. I'm not going around to doing a top 10 Halloween this year. I ain't got the time. I'll try. No, it's not happening. But go and find some Halloween stuff. I might do something. I don't know. I'm rambling. Done. Thank you and goodbye. Have a good Halloween stuff. Watch some scary movies. That's the spirit. And I'll catch up with you very soon in the week coming, if not before. Well, I'll see you Thursday, probably, if you tune into Board Game TV. And that's it. I'm done. I'm rambling. Rambling. Bye.
Bye.